Hello my friends and welcome to today's tarot reading. This is a general daily reading for all signs, but the sign that you're here probably means that there is a special message for you. So thank you so much for joining me today. So today is the 27th of September 2022. It is a Tuesday, the day of Mars, and today Mercury is retrograde in Virgo, which is retrograde in Virgo, is trining Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So, what were you doing around August the 22nd? What was going on? How are you feeling about yourself? The idea of us consuming a lot on social media, or how we view things on the internet, how we connect with others as well, and how we view others will come into play into how we feed our mind with certain things. And how these things affect us is going to come into question today. How does your mind consume this fast food of instant information? How does that help you to discern your own sense of self? This is the conversation that's coming into play today. Particularly interesting after this new moon in Libra. So that's, and also today is the law of karma in the 7 spiritual laws of success. Witness choices, evaluate consequences, and listen to your heart. So there's a lot here, and you can use that Martian energy to put that towards yourself, and hopefully get to some kind of understanding about how you are affected by things that you see online, and how that kind of carries on through your day. So I always find that really interesting. Even though I'm guilty of doing it, and not looking at the right things maybe before bed, it's that kind of thing, or the first thing that you look at when you wake up. I used to get into a really good habit of, not looking at anything for the first 2 hours, and that's something I really need to get back to. So what about you? How are you feeling about that? Anyway, with that being said, let's see what the cards have to say. I'm reading with the Tarot del Fuego, the Tower of Fire, and I'll be clarifying with the Soul's Journey Oracle cards. Dear Spirit, what messages would you like to communicate to the collective today? We've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Queen of Swords, nice. The Knight of Wands, the Empress, oh, I'm liking this. The Nine of Swords, I can't remember which way that, I think that was like that, yeah. Nine of Swords, okay, do I need any more? Yeah, let's have a couple more. Six of Cups. So we have a divine partnership here. Interesting, very interesting. Wow, this is beautiful. Five of Cups. Significant relationships on the card. Pardon the pun. So, I don't know, if some of you were worrying about some kind of partnership, I don't think you really need to. I think the expectations of how you thought that it may come about there's a sense of admitting defeat about it. And there's a real gem of understanding that this thought form, the way that you were thinking about this dynamic, and this can be within the self, this can be about your own ability to regulate the divine masculine and the divine feminine within you. And this kind of battle of you thinking so much about it and worrying about it, working on it, trying to navigate it. You may be doing some kind of shadow work to regulate that within yourself. And, you could see that there was an imbalance. But I think in the surrender of understanding what the imbalance is, we come to a real sense of stability within ourselves. And it's really interesting with this Queen of Pentacles. She's like a load of coins at the bottom of the ocean. And she's sleeping, so she's peaceful. The Queen of Swords is the ability to be able to talk to ourselves and be able to withstand anything that's going to be like some kind of negative onslaught. And this may be a result of some kind of unhealed childhood trauma. And I get this sense of working backwards with this card because, like, you know, you've got the chick that's like going back to the egg. Knight of Wands reversed is showing me that you can't attack this as intensely. Like, you can't just go head first into it. And I'm guilty of that. Like, I feel that, you know, sometimes when I want to delve into shadow work, I just go straight in there. And, you know, the sea is the sea. The sea is like the subconscious and the unconscious mind. You can't dive into the sea and think, oh yeah, I'm going to swim and I'm going to be amazing, because it doesn't happen, does it? It's like you think you get washed away by currents, there's riptides, there's all sorts of things that you don't see, and you just have to succumb to it. And I think that's what's going on. I think this is showing me that you're coming to terms with the fact that there was an imbalance beforehand. And the trauma lies in how you remember things and how the memories manifest. So it's all about this kind of regression. And it's almost like the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords are elements of yourself that are going to help you to rebalance this. I really see that with the father and the mother, you know? And it's almost like the divine feminine side of yourself is the one that's going to balance both of them. So the Queen of Swords is balancing maybe the Emperor. I think it's balancing both. I don't think it's, and the Queen of Pentacles is balancing the Empress, but I think they're balancing both. I just get a lot of internal energy. That's for those of you who are not in a relationship or not really looking at a relationship. And with the Four of Cups, you're actually like deciding to reside within these walls so that you can, you know, you can take the time to like go inside and to just do that for yourself. You know, it's almost like you've created a safe environment for you to do this. Do you know what I mean? And because you decided to take that last cup and move forward slowly, but there's still a passion. And also with the Knight of Wands, I get that there's a lot of emotion that's kind of around it. Yeah, there's a lot of emotion. Like, as in drive, like you really want to sort it out. But there's stuff that's mixed in with it as well, you know, particularly with that Six of Cups energy. So let's see what, I'm just trying to think if there's anything relationship-wise. I'm not really thinking so, you know, my friends. I feel that you might have friends. You might have friends that might help you. Or female figures that may help you. They don't have to be female, but they embody like a female energy. Like there may be a friend of yours that says some things to you. And she may be a friend that you're not like super close to. It may be like somebody that you just, you know, you've met and you've like discussed a little bit of your story or about what's going on, and then they just get it and they're able to like say something that just goes straight in there and is able to allow you to sink to the bottom of the sea and stay there rather than float up and be bobbing on the surface. Because the idea with this Queen of Pentacles is this sense of groundedness. When you're bobbing up on the surface, there's a tendency to get seasick, but if you're down in the depths, you just swim, don't you? It's just whether or not you can breathe underwater. And with this Queen of Pentacles, it's kind of saying to you, you don't really need to do that. You don't really need to worry about that. Discipline, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. This is a very disciplined approach to shadow work, you know. It's a very deep shadow reading, actually. But, I mean, with these two upright next to each other, I don't think you can get stronger than that. I think it's just so strong, this reading. There's no wishy-washy energy. It's all very... And it's intense, you know. It's very intense. Like if you're like, right, I'm gonna do some work where I'm healing my inner child or whatever, or I'm healing my relationship with my divine feminine, then you realize how out of balance it may be with the divine masculine, and then that's when you start to realize that, and then it kind of gives you a bit of trauma. You kind of like think, oh my God, this is how I've been doing things for all this time. This is why I've been this way. And then this sense of like defeat where you're like, well, it is what it is, you know, there is the imbalance and it is what it is. I've been bleeding on these thorns, but still, you know, it's just part of the process. And then you decide, right, okay, now I'm going to kind of go in, maybe journal, maybe meditate, maybe do whatever practices it is that encourage you to go into the walls of the Four of Cups and grab that fourth cup. And then you've realized that you can't go in there gung-ho, you know, it needs to be quite gentle, even though it's like immature, and it has to be male as well, like a male kind of driven energy, so a yang energy. So you have to take action because it's so kind of daunting. The knights go they're the fighters. So they're the ones that go into battle, where the others are not going to go into battle. Do you know what I mean? It's the knights that go into battle because they are the knights. That's their job. So and their job is to defend and fight. So you have to go in, but you have to go in with a sense of trepidation, a sense of really understanding what is it that you're going in to fight for. And the Knight of Wands says to me that there's fire, there's determination to go in there, but with experience, you know, or but with caution. And then we go into the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, which is interesting because, you know, the cups that we have here are these, you know, the memories and the chance to take things forward, the memories that we didn't like from before. And then we have this kind of like grounded sense of knowing that the only place of true home is within ourselves. And the Queen of Swords is knowing that if we are, from our experiences, the way that we talk to ourselves is actually, you know, our own minds are the ones who are the biggest enemies here. So, yeah. Brilliant reading. Keep going, my friends, keep going. And discipline is the key in this state. You know, be disciplined, continue with your routines when everything is all over the place. This is so important for this time, for this Libra new moon and all of those transits. Definitely be careful about what you're putting into your brain in terms of what you're looking at pop psychology, pop culture, which is happening on Instagram and YouTube. I hope that makes some sense and also is clear. It's an incredible reading, and well done to those of you who are taking this step. I'm on this journey as well. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, my friends. Take care, and I wish you all the best for today. See you tomorrow. Bye.